Foxtrot Charlie, ground power, Roger, proceed straight in, runway 8 left. Cleared land, wind 020 at 3. We're cleared to land, runway 8 left, Foxtrot Charlie.
Just how far would you go to help find a cure for a debilitating disease? For the pilots in this small, single-engined airplane, perhaps a quick trip might be all that it takes. As it turns out, that trip just happens to be around the world. Two women, Carol Ann Garrett and Carol Foy, are making this historic flight. Both women are accomplished pilots in their own right, with over 5,000 hours between them. But still, an around-the-world journey in a small aircraft is not a casual trip. Good thing Carol Ann has had experience at this. Back in 2003, Carol Ann had made a solo flight around the world in the same aircraft. So, why do it again?
We're at the end of the first leg of an around-the-world record attempt, so we're trying to get around the world in 7.5 days. And although that's a feat in itself, what we want to accomplish through this is to raise money and awareness for ALS. ALS is just a devastatingly terminal disease. When you're diagnosed with it, you're going to die. And my mother died of ALS, and Carol has a cousin with ALS. And we want to raise the awareness and raise donations for scientists so we can find a cure to this disease.
16 hours and 41 minutes actually went rather fast. It's just amazing to go from coast to coast and see our lovely country and be part of this amazing effort. So I'm just really pleased. Of course, we're tired. Just really, really happy that we made it and the weather cooperated, that we could get in today. Of course, one of the main things that we're doing is fundraising for ALS. Carol Ann and I both have ALS in our family, and it's just an awful, dreadful disease that we really want to see an end to. And so it's poorly funded, and we're hoping to bring some attention to ALS. The second thing, of course, is the world record flight. There is a world record for westbound flight for our category of aircraft that still stands since the mid-'80s, and we would like to smash that record. Two ladies doing that. And I guess the third thing I'd have to say is that we're going to be talking to some schools along the way, and we really hope that we'll spark some imagination and you know, just the attitude that if you dream it, you can do it.
It is terribly difficult to raise money in this economy. We've raised $140,000 so far. Our goal was $1 million. I know I can raise a lot after the fact, but we just want to increase the awareness and get as much attention as we can so that we can raise more money for ALS. We have a website and people can donate straight through the website. We're paying for 100% of the cost of the adventure, and we want people just to donate straight to ALS. We don't touch a cent of it. And it's www.alsworldflight.com.
The next leg is going to take us here from Brownfield to Lihue, Hawaii. So it will be across the ocean and to Hawaii, one of the westernmost islands.
And with no stops in between, they'll be departing with a lot of fuel. The aircraft that is carrying them on this around-the-world adventure is a Mooney single-engine aircraft. Normally, this plane can be configured with up to 100-gallon capacity. But to make the long distances planned for this world record flight, they've installed 2 additional fuel tanks behind their seats. With the tanks full, they'll be carrying 220 gallons. Aren't you glad you're not putting that on your credit card?
And the other thing they told me is on the flight plan, this 60 is impossible. That's a whole minute. Right. So I said it has to be 00.
I think I found a mistake, so I think it's down here.
There was a 0, okay. So 600 is how they read it.
Oh.
144.60 can't
00, okay.
It has to be 00.
Okay.
So, with careful fuel management and favorable winds, Carol Ann Garrett and Carol Foy should be able to easily make their next stop in Lihue, Hawaii. After all, it's only 2,300 miles away. If flying non-stop to Hawaii sounds like a long hop, they'll be saving the longest leg of this world flight for the last segment, when they depart from Cape Verde on the coast of Africa and return to their original starting point at Orlando International in Florida, around 19 hours later and a distance of over 3,200 miles.
Tower Mooney 220, Foxtrot Charlie, we're ready for departure, runway 26 right.
So, Carol Ann and Carol, we wish you blue skies and smooth tailwinds. Reporting from Brown Field in San Diego, California, I'm Gary Stone.